Hi folks, this is Rose from In Rose's Garden, and today we're going to work on the part 2 of the Midnight Skies by Bargain Bead Box, the pendant we're making. This is the pendant, and we're going to string our beads up the sides. So let's turn down and I'll get showing you what we're going to do. Okay, as well as beads from the Bargain Bead Box, I've also got some light pale yellow little fire polish beads to match our moon that we painted, and some little peridot to add a little bit of green since we have the green in the side. I realized I'm not going to have enough bead caps, so I got some more bead caps, and I have the little spacers. These are all from my stash. The rest is from the Bargain Bead Box. So we're going to get out a crimp tube. That's 2. We only have one of the pieces cut. And this is cut to 15 inches. This is a Soft Flex dark blue lapis, medium, that we're going to string on. Matches these perfectly about. So let's put this on this side. Come on, baby. Oops, forgot the crimp tube. Can't be doing that. It's very important. So now we'll put that on. Move a little bit. And we're going to get our crimp. Now I use the magical crimpers. It has a little divot here. You put the 2x2 crimp right in here and squish, and it makes a little four-cornered. Then you turn it and you squish it again. And turn it a little bit more and squish and do it again until it doesn't squish anymore, which is about where we're at right now. Give it a tug test. It's great. Now I'm going to cut this little bit of extra wire off, because the first thing we're going to do is put on a couple of these little labradorites, and they will not go through this crimp. 2 wires won't go through it. So we cut that off. I don't need these for a little while, so I'm going to put them to the side. What I want is these 3 little tiny labradorites right here first. I'm going to find the hole. There we go. There's 1. 2. And 3. So that's how we're going to start her. And then we want one of the druzys with the bead caps. Now I'm going to use these bead caps for this first one, and then we'll trade over to the after the first set. We'll trade over to the other. So now we want 3 labradorite chips. 1, and 3. I think I'm going to switch to the other bead cap because now, because now we're going into the second pattern. Which is star cut. And then we're going to put in one of these little guys, yellow bead. Now the decision I'm trying to figure is, do I want to put another round of these right here before going into the other blue or gray, or do I want to just go into the other blue and gray? Well, let's start with the other blue and gray and see what we think. Oh, I like that. Now the peridot, the green doesn't show up really well as green in here, but that's all right. It's gonna work. So now we go back to not quite yet. We gotta get this star cut in there first. Now, these. I'm liking that. Hope you guys do too. Come on, where's that little hole? There we go. When I go to the other side, I'm going to have to watch it for which bead cap I'm using for which spot. I really like the way this is turning out, don't you? Let's see how long that is, shall we? It's about 11 and a half, which means it would be about 23 inches. If I want that last inch, all I have to do is add a set of the yellow beads, and we'll be right there. For those who may have noticed, I had missed a star cut bead, so I went back and got it. So oops, not two. That's the last one. Oops, need a few more star cuts out. Very pretty. I like that a lot. And it is now 24, 20, well, it is 12, 13, so it'll be 26 inches plus the clasp. That may be a little too long. I think we'll take this last little bit off. At least this part. Let's see. I said I wanted it about 24, and so we want 12. So let's see where that ends us up at. Right in the middle of our I'm going to take this off because we're going to end up with the clasp on here at about where I want it. So So we will take this all off. Close this up here. And this half is finished. As you can see, it's just about 11 3/4. And since we're going to put on a toggle clasp, that will take care of that extra bit. So now this side is finished. We need to turn it around and go to the other side. So we need 15 inches of our soft flex. Now we need one of our crimp tubes. Well, we'll need 4 in the end, so I guess we'll just leave these other 2 out as well. So I'll put this on here. Slip it through the hole in our pendant piece. Bring it around. Put her in the crimp tube. Now we want to compare sort of, we want the crimp, the ends here to be about the same, so that looks good. So make sure they're not tangled up. And get our crimp pliers out and put that right in the center, squish. And then turn it, squish it some more. Tug test, it's good. Now we'll cut that last little bit of wire off. Still holding good. So we're done with this bunch of stuff. So let's switch that out. We want this one over here now. We want our 3 tiny labradorites. So there's one of them. Another one. Oops, where'd it go? There she is. And then number 3. Come on, number 3, where are you? Little guys hide really well in here. Though I suppose if I don't find it, I can just get another out. There it is. Now we want to follow the same pattern as we did on the other side. So that will be one of these. the 3 big labradorite chips. Now we want this one, you. Push cut. You know, these fit well because some people call these, instead of English cut, they call them star cuts. So we're in our stars again. I didn't put any of the stars in this necklace, so I probably should have, but I don't care that I didn't because it looks really, I like the way it looks. So now we're using this. There you go. Good thing I had an extra, since that one's now on the floor. Let's put a bead stopper on here, and we'll compare from side to side to make sure everything looks good. Oh, I need a spacer on this side because there's one on that side. There we go. Both sides are now done, and we need to put on our clasp. So let's put the extra stuff away here, and then we'll get doing our clasp. Okie dokie, here's our clasp. Now our biggest decision now is, are we going to make this a cold connection or a hot connection? So we could just make the loops and then put some jump rings on for the clasp. Or we can hook it directly to the clasp. I'm leaning towards the jump ring style because if for some reason you don't like this clasp, you can always change it if you jump ring it. If you hardwire it on, which is a hot connection, then it won't, you can't. It's stuck. So what I'm going to do is get 2 little jump rings out. I use an oval jump ring because the split is in the long side and the weight will keep it from dispersing down into making it a problem. So let's get our crimp tube on here. Down into place. Okay. Once we have that in place, then we will this crimped here. Get our jump ring. Give this a good tug. That seems to be great. So let's cut this extra wire off of this side. Okay. So this side is done. Well, other than putting on the, it's done putting the jump ring in and crimping it. So we'll do the other side. Okay, let's give her a tug. Doing good. Let's cut this excess wire off. And now we just need to open up those jump rings and put on our clasp, and then we are done. So let's get our pliers out. Open these up. Doing it this way, you also have a little extra room for your bar to go through your. Not that it's not didn't really need it, because these are all a nice length. So there we are. Our necklace is all finished. Isn't that pretty? I really like the addition of the yellow. I think it made the colors pop a little bit more, and it also brought the little moon out somewhat. I will admit I'm not sure I do like the wire wrapped little ones around our big moon, but it's not bad. So there we go. She's all finished. So there we go. Our necklace is all done. I did measure it off screen. It ended up being a little over 24 inches to here. And then, of course, we have the extra for our pendant. Hope you enjoyed making this with me. I thought it was a lot of fun. There we go. End of part 2, beading up the sides. So, again, there's our pendant from our part 1 of our video, and then the beading from part 2. And I really like having added this yellow and the peridots. I think it really pulls in our little moon here that I painted. And I really like the way this turned out. I hope you did too. This has been Rose from In Rose's Garden, working with the Bargain Bead Box's kit, Midnight Skies, and having a lot of fun with it. We'll see you later.